Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and this brewery, I think it's safe to say I might be a bit of a fan. Obviously I had a few drinks tonight, so I was pointing that completely wrong part, but yeah, I might be a little bit of a fan of this brewery, and just to let you know, I might actually be a fan of this brewery. But yeah, surprise, surprise, Northern Monk for me were the best brewery of 2018. And the thing that really made me fall in love with Northern Monk this year was the Patrons Project, because some of the most stellar UK beers to come out this year were from the Patrons Project, and I love the concept of it. It's bringing people from so many different backgrounds together into beer and collaboration, and I think that's an absolutely wonderful thing. And of course, the one thing that titillates me and touches me in places that beer never really has done before was the fact that artists are getting their work out there and collaborating with one of the best breweries in the UK, if not the best UK brewery right now. And yeah, it's just, I love the whole concept of the Patrons Project. And I think it's been going for a couple of years, maybe about a year or so now. But I think 2018 really put Northern Monk on the map. So I thought in the closing days of 2019, although it's probably going to be the new year when you actually get to watch this, I'd have a look at another beer from the Patrons Project, and this is Northern Monk Patrons Project 4.05, which is the Jungle IPA. Jungle Boogie, Jungle Boogie, Jungle Boogie. Bit of Cool in the Gang there for you. But yeah, Jungle IPA, 7.2% ABV, brewed with Citra, Guava, Mango, Mandarin, Pineapple, Milk Sugar. And yeah, this is part of the Northern Tropics series in the Patrons Project. And the artwork and collaboration is with, or from, let's formulate sentences somewhat properly, Drew Millward. See, even when I actually get his name right, I pronounce it terribly wrong. I think in the past I've called him Drew Millard. So I do apologise if Drew's ever watched any of my videos, which I very much highly doubt, because why would you want to waste your time watching a clueless drinker video? But yeah, Drew Millward's artwork is absolutely phenomenal on this one. And I've seen some of his examples of artwork, especially that, oh my god, what was it, like Victorian Lemonade IPA that Northern Monk brewed in collaboration with Magic Rock. That artwork was absolutely gorgeous. I think Drew Millward was involved in that, as well as, I can't remember Magic Rock's design guy, who also does an absolutely beautiful job with their cans. I think beer and art in 2018 really went to levels we did not even realise, and I don't think it's been documented as much as it should have done, to be honest, even though of course there was that beer and art project that happened towards the tail end of 2018. But yeah, I think, yeah, this year really put the spotlight not only on the breweries, but also the illustrators, designers, photographers, graphic designers, you name it, collagists, montagists, whatever you want to say, graffiti artists. And of course, the Patrons Project is more than that. It's about culinary concepts with chefs, restaurants. I mean, come on. That donut IPA they did with Temple Donuts, a place I still need to make that pilgrimage to. But also athletes like Ricky Lightfoot. And yeah, I think it's such a wonderful idea. And some absolutely mesmerising beers have come out of this series in 2018. So yeah. Let's stop the brown nosing and get on with the beer. Although it wasn't just brown nosing, because when I see good design, it just makes me feel weak at the knees. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, Drew Millward was born in 1981 in Coventry. He grew up in Bolton, studied and lived in Leeds for many years, and now lives in a quarry in the Aire Valley. He has been drawing pictures since around 2004. Drew likes to draw the old-fashioned way, using pencils, pens, and other craft of illustration. While his subject matter can vary dramatically, he hopes that the attention to detail and love of drawing is apparent throughout his artwork. And some more examples of his artwork can be seen on this label. Yes, it's going to be a long review, as you would expect. And of course, I will be putting Drew's links down below so you can check out more of his artwork in greater detail than my 720p video, of course. So, Jungle IPA, notes from the brewer. Long in the planning at Northern Monk Brewing Company HQ. Try saying that 10 times when you've had 5 cans of Infinity Vortex. If that's not a meme in the making, I don't know what is. But yeah, long in the planning at Northern Monk Beer Company HQ. The inspiration behind this beer is a childhood soft drink we all know and love. They also drank it in the Congo, apparently. Subtle. As a nod to the original multi-fruited recipe, this lactose-infused New England IPA uses 4 different fruits: guava, mandarin, mango and pineapple, at a combined rate of 50 grams per litre. If that wasn't juicy enough, we also hop this beer at 3 stages with everyone's favourite tropical variety, Citra. I fucking love Citra hops. All of this over a base beer featuring the forms of oat in the grist and the chloride-loaded water profile for the softest possible mouthfeel. I've had a few beers tonight. It's Christmas Eve as I record this. Then fermented with our house Vermont strain, which brings in soft peach estards in the mix. A true taste of childhood in an IPA form. So yeah, I actually had this on keg at the Refectory in Leeds when I met up with Rob on my recent trip to Leeds, and it was tasting absolutely divine. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this tastes in can, because I was drinking, because I've got a trio of alchemy beers, or alchemist beers, not alchemy. I got a trio of alchemist beers, and of course Heady Topper and Focal Banger, you're advised to drink it from the can. And I actually noticed very big differences between pouring it in a glass and drinking it out of a can. So I'm going to completely disregard that in this video and just pour it straight into the glass. But I'm not. I'm going to actually taste it from the can as well, because I was actually really surprised at how different it can be. And let's take this beanie off, because it doesn't suit me, and I'm not that funny or ironic. So let's just get into it. By the way, it was a genuine accident that I was wearing a Northern Monk Brewing Company t-shirt and sweatshirt at the same time as part of this review. But look at that beer. Oh my word. How hazy and chewy and opaque is that beer? Haze for days, murk for years, turbid for terror years, if that's the term. If not, I'm going to coin it. But yeah, you can't see through that at all. Lovely, vibrant, yellowy, mangoey, peachy sort of creaminess, and about just shy of 2 fingers worth of a slightly tinged off-white head. But it's looking absolutely wonderful in this glass. So, on the nose, you're just getting all of those fruits in there, and then that underlining citra profile is coming through wonderfully. The great thing about this beer is there's no one flavour vying for your attention. It's actually really beautifully balanced. It's like, you know, when you get a fruit salad and you've got like the liquid in there. It's like you've just stuck your head in there and just gone blah. But images in my head of doing that on other bodies in the physical sense. Anyway, let's not get weird. Let's look at this beer in greater detail. Oh, it smells so good. It's got like this really nice concentrated puree element to it. It's almost like you've got like a chutney of all of those fruits, and you've just let it ferment slightly, and of course made a chutney. Because there's a little bit of like a subtle chili vibe about it, almost like a bell pepper kind of. So it's a little bit vegetative, vegetative or vegetative. I can't remember. But you know what I mean, though. Oh, it smells good though. That citra hop is just complementing those fruits beautifully. Anyway, it smells wonderful. It looks absolutely out of this world. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. They've done it again. When I had it at the refectory, obviously because it was on tap, it was a little bit more chilled down than it is here. So I think some of the flavours and subtle nuances were masked slightly. I mean, it was a wonderful drinking experience when I was having it on keg, but here it's just wonderful. I know that's not the gesture you usually do, but just bear with me. But yeah, it's so silky smooth. That milk sugar that they've used is just absolutely divine in this beer. Very gentle carbonation. There's not a really big in your face sweetness, but it is predominantly sweet compared to bitter. But on the back end, this subtle bitterness coming from the citra hop is just... it's just wonderful. And if you know the drink that this was modelled off, it's like you're drinking that. Do you know what I mean? You know it's a beer, but at the same time, because of how genuinely fruity it is and not overly sweet, because let's face it, not all fruits are in your face sweet. There's a lot of tartness, there's a lot of earthiness, there's a lot of savoury tones in a lot of fruits, I've found. And when you get that sweetness, it's more of like synthetic, enhanced, like honed in characteristic of that fruit. I was going to say respective fruit, but I didn't want to sound even more of a pretentious twat than I was already. But that's what beer does to me. It just unlocks this vocabulary I never use in real life. It unlocks my taste buds. I salivate a lot when I drink beer. I'm not too sure if that's due to the flavours or just because I've got a weird bodily reaction to beer. I'm not too sure, but this is just tasting absolutely bang on. And it's just hitting those ongo bongos absolutely fantastic. And that was a terrible attempt at quick wit, so I do apologise. But for a beer of that ABV, this is drinking so gently. It's so rounded. It's so smooth. It's legitimately one of the most drinkable IPAs that I've had in a while. And it's tasting completely different than it was on keg. So I'm going to have a little bit of a tasting can. And again, it's as drinkable as it has been on keg, as drinkable as it has been in glass, just drinking it out of the can. And I think the fact that you've got like the more concentrated spout, aka hole of the can, I think there's something there to Jim. Is it Jim from The Alchemist? I can't remember the guy's name. To drinking beers out of the can. And yeah, this is... I think I've stumbled upon a revelation that's already established, but it's new to me. Anyway, no matter how you drink this beer, it's tasting absolutely wonderful. Of course, Infinity Vortex will always be my favourite beer of 2018, but this is definitely contender for one of the beers of 2018. If you love that genuine fruit flavour without the overly synthetic fruity tones, you are going to absolutely love this. It's got the body of a 7% beer, but it doesn't have anywhere near that alcohol presence of a 7% beer. And yeah, that's so absolutely wonderful, wonderful IPA. It really, really is. It's so silky smooth and cloudy and, you know, cuddly and soft and gentle. And I think Northern Monk are absolute geniuses when it comes to beers like this. And they can brew beers that are hazy, they can brew beers that are dark, they can brew beers that are light, they can brew beers that are tart, they can brew beers that are, you know, they are the best brewery of 2018. And the Patrons Project has produced some of my favourite drinking experiences. And this is up there with those, because this is just... it's just so satisfying and soul enriching to drink. I cannot pick out any faults in this beer. I really can't. Anyway, it's been almost 20 minutes, so I'll let you guys go, because I'm sure you've got family and loved ones to get back to. If you've made it all the way to this part in this video, then I do genuinely appreciate that, because who the hell wants to listen to an overweight, wonky-eyed, 1/4 away from albino beer tuber? But there are people out there who like to, so you are sick, sick people, but I absolutely love and adore you. So yeah, if you've tried this beer, then let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. What are some of your favourite Northern Monk beers? What are some of your favourite beers that have got fruit additions in there? And yeah, what's some of your favourite breweries of 2018, or some of your favourite beers from 2018? I'd love to hear that, even though I'm absolutely terrible at replying to comments. And as I'm talking, I'm foaming at the mouth. And aside from a really well-cooked steak, aka medium rare, not many things make me salivate as I'm talking about them. That includes the behind of Riley Reid. Anyway, so that took a turn that didn't need to be taken. So thank you for watching. And yeah, if you've tried this one, let me know your thoughts, opinions. What are some of your favourite Northern Monk beers? If any of my friends or fellow beer tubers have reviewed them, then their links are going to be down below. And I can't stop thinking about Riley Reid's behind right now. See you guys later. It's so misogynistic.